All right, Ms. Farner, this is your petition. What is it that you want me to know about your petition and your questions about this case?
I reached out to several attorneys in the Gaylord area. I spoke with Mr. Elliot Bloomberg. I had over an hour conversation with Mr. John Felton. He stated with what I was presenting with him is a family dispute and that we just need to work it out. He doesn't understand that my sister's unreasonable. Tried to work this out. We've already done this 10 years ago with my dad. I did not want to do it again with my mom. She's unreasonable. I have documentation and recordings of every single thing. Mr. Bloomberg was going to try to talk with Mr. Slough. He said he's a reasonable person. He was going to try to do this so I wouldn't have to go to court. He was not successful, so that's when he referred me to file a petition. I contacted an attorney down in Gaylord. He declined the case, said it was a conflict of interest. So that's why I filed my own motion. From day one, Colleen has taken my mom. You're right. I did give her my permission, my whatever you want to call it, to have her be the guardian and conservator. Had I known it was going to be like this, I would not have done this. When I was in Florida of 2023, Maureen and Colleen decided it was being my mom's best interest for my mom to live up in Gaylord where she wouldn't have to go up a flight of stairs for her bedroom. That's not happening down there. Anytime I asked to visit my mom, or I'm sorry, not to visit her, but to have her come down here to visit us and the other grandchildren, I'm denied visitation. Colleen specifically says my mom's not going to visit. Prior to her getting the guardianship, she was fine with meeting somebody halfway. When her and Maureen decided that my mom would go up there to live, Colleen specifically said my mom would have the first floor bedroom. That did not happen. She said my mom would be visiting down here. Colleen would meet halfway, or she would bring my mom to visit. That's not true. She came down several times for her husband's appointments, never notified the family, letting us know that we're there. When I found out she was there, I would call her, and she's like, no, mom is not going anywhere. What happened in 2014 and 2015, when I got guardianship of my dad, Colleen took my mom to the bank, emptied out the bank accounts, and opened them into her names. I guess she thought I was going to do that. I am not going to do that. I have been denied visitation. I've listed it in my motion that I provided. And then when Mr. Slough provided it back, his answers and everything, she's saying that everybody can come up there. I'm sorry. I'm not comfortable going into her house. Her husband drinks from noon on up. I don't want the belligerent attitude. I don't want to go up there. I work 50 hours a week. I have a disabled husband that I'm taking care of as well as animals and my work life. I cannot drive 8 hours to see my mom, 4 hours there and 4 hours back. My mom wants to come and visit. I have her on phone recording when she was here that saying that she better be able to come back to visit. She wants to visit her other kids and grandchildren. Maureen is very sick. She cannot travel. She's had to travel out of state to get a specialist appointment. And Colleen is being very unreasonable. Even the attorneys that I talked to said that what I'm requesting is not unreasonable. You took my mom 4 hours up north, meet us halfway when it's convenient for you. I didn't say it was convenient for me, when it's convenient for her. It's stated in her response to my motion that she doesn't have to cater to me. No, you do not have to cater to me. It's not to me. It's to the other kids and the grandkids. Sheila, who is not working, she has only been up there twice. Once now, because I'm sure Colleen asked her to come up for the hearing, and once before. It was not offered for my mom to come back with Sheila, even though she went all the way up there. And it's just very, very hard for the others that work and have other family issues going on to drive 4 hours up there, visit her mom. So, when I went up there in September 2024, I was not allowed to take my mom. Colleen had to meet us at Lucky's Steakhouse and chaperone the visit with my son, my husband, and my daughter-in-law. I don't think that's fair. She's lied from day one. She wasn't supposed to get rid of the car. She got rid of my mom's car. On April 3rd, 2024, she told me that her daughter-in-law bought the car. Maureen asked her what kind of payment she did. She said a check. Did you keep a copy of that check? She goes, no, I'm not like Donna. I don't keep copies of everything. Once Colleen filed for conservatorship in August of 2024, all of a sudden, in September of 2024, now all of a sudden there's 3 different separate deposits from Erica Owens at $500 each for the car. That's 6 months later. So my point is, if you're lying about this pity stuff, what else are you lying about? Anything I've ever wanted for this whole entire situation is just transparency on where my mom's money was going and that I wanted visitation. I have no interest in keeping my mom down where I live. That's not my intent. If that was the intent, when Miss Carmen Parker, when I spoke to her in June and she gave me the guardianship papers, I would have filed them then myself. I don't want guardianship and conservatorship of my mom. I was fine with Colleen having it, providing that she's transparent. She's been very unreasonable. She has a vendetta against me. Not sure why. Never knew about this until the past year, how she's exposed herself. And I just want to be able to see my mom. I mean, she doesn't, when I was a caregiver for my dad, I made sure that my dad reached out to his children. Maureen's 60th birthday was 2 months ago. Never got a phone call from my mom because Colleen didn't ask her to. It's like my mom was hospitalized in May of 2023. I didn't find out until 2 weeks later. That should be stuff that we're aware of. When my mom did come down to visit, Colleen refused to have my mom's cat, which is her emotional support cat. But then she proceeded to call her on the phone. Oh, your cat misses you. Frisky misses you. That's not right to do that to my mom. I mean, my mom was perfectly fine without the cat because she forgot about the cat until Colleen constantly reminds her of it. Every time I call there, I have to hear Ray's mouth in the background or Colleen. I'll ask my mom a question. Colleen answers for her. Now, I will say it did get a little bit better when I wrote an email to Mr. Slough and he had a conversation with Colleen. But just the other night, I recorded the call again. My mom said she would love to go to Florida. And then in a second breath, it's as if somebody held something in front of her hands, says, oh, I want to stay here in the cold. I like the cold. Your Honor, my mom does have dementia. She doesn't. I mean, you might ask her something today. She'll say something different from tomorrow. She's easily influenced. At my house, she had a great time. The other kids and grandkids came to see her. She had a steady stream of visitors. It's very hard for everyone to travel 4 hours up there, get a hotel if one's even available, and it's just very unreasonable. I just don't think it's fair. And Colleen's playing the poor daughter card. I'm taking care of my sick husband. I have a disabled husband too, who's been disabled since 2016, going on 5 surgeries now. I have my own life too, but I'm willing to, have my mother in my life, but she won't allow it.
Anything else, Ms. Farner?
Pardon me?
Anything else?
Yeah, I would just like to state that, I mean, this is not how it's supposed to be. Every single email that I send it in an email so that there's documentation. Every single email that I've ever sent, I have been denied the visitation. She always has plans for Easter Day, Memorial Day, July 4th, whatever. Colleen has had my mom since December of 2022 and not been able to spend any time with any of the other family. And I mean, it just goes to show you, like, prior to her being guardianship, you could look at the Bank of America statements and see several hundreds of dollars of charges. Then all of a sudden, once she applied for this guardianship, all the charges stopped. And that ought to tell somebody something right there.
Okay, Ms. Farner, have you received the financial documentation from Mr. Slough?
Yes, I did. And she said that she had sent this to me, and I'd like to know what tracking number of when I supposedly received this, because this is the first I've seen of it that I requested on May 4th.
Ma'am, the question was, did you receive the financial information? So the answer is yes.
Yes.
Do you have any specific issues with the current financial information?
Just wondered, like, what these deposits are from transferring from account to account to account. It gives me a list of what she's done. Doesn't say for what.
Do you believe that there are any errors or any fraudulent activities within the account?
From what I'm seeing, it's only like 3 pages of handwritten documents, so I don't know.
All right. One of your other concerns on the motion that you filed, or the first concern was the regarding and handling of personal property. Now that you've received Mr. Slough's response, do you continue to have any concerns regarding the handling of personal property?
Yes.
So what are those, please?
We were allowed to go over there in April, and anything and everything that I picked, to be honest, the only things that I wanted was my childhood memories. My niece Stephanie is in dire need of stuff. My daughter Jamie is wanting some stuff. Anything I asked Colleen for, she's, oh, it's going to take that. Well, not wanting to fight with her, I said, okay, I just left it. Then I come to find out that she was needed back up north. The neighbor calls me. I mean, she did not clean that house out. She had her son-in-law. There's brand new check, the active checking account. This is one of the things, a brand new checkbook was there. We specifically asked for the organ for my niece. That was being told that it was being taken away. My neighbor asked for the swing. My son asked for the deep freezer. There was an office chair, all this stuff. My sister asked for the silverware. I was told that I could take it on the last day. I went there on May 4th. I said, can I get the silverware from Maureen? No, we're going to be using it. I'm not going home till Tuesday. Not wanting to start a fight. I said, okay. My mom's 50th anniversary cross that she got for a party, that was left there. That was in the dumpster that the neighbor got out, along with all these other pictures of my mom's bedspread, homemade things that have memories. I have the photo frame right here. I'd be more than happy to turn it on that Colleen says it doesn't work. The neighbor got that out of the garbage. There is supposed to be an estate sale. Every single thing that Colleen has said she's going to do never happened. Again, I was talking with Colleen when I was there in May. I even helped her carry down some of the stuff from upstairs, trying to be helpful. Maureen has offered in her good days to go over there since February of 23. Colleen denied that and had the locks changed last summer. Nobody could do that. So if she's going to say she had to do this all on her own, we were told we couldn't take that stuff because she was taking it up north with my mom. Come to find out, it's all in the dumpster. That's very disheartening. My mom and dad's prized possessions, they're not worth anything, but I would have taken them just to have them. I mean, it's just every single thing that she has said she hasn't followed through with. And I just don't think it's right or fair. I mean, the neighbor has, I have all these pictures printed what the neighbor has. The neighbor is willing to testify that Colleen was in a hurry to get back up north, sent her son there. Her son did nothing but shake his head and left the son-in-law. They hired 1-800-JUNK to take every single thing out and throw it away of my mom's.
How many times were you at the house and had an opportunity to take these items?
Again, Your Honor, every time I asked, hey, do you mind if I take this? Oh, well, I was going to take it from Mom. I said, okay, no problem. 3 or 4 times.
All right. So the fact that you 3 or 4 times didn't take it, what is the other side supposed to do? If you had an opportunity to take things and you didn't take things, what are they supposed to do?
Well, she told me I couldn't take them because she was taking them. So I didn't want to fight with her in front of my mom. So I just said, okay. So I moved on to the next room. Hey, is anybody going to take this lighthouse? Billy, my son, bought this for, oh, I was going to take that for up north. Okay, no problem. Went to the next room. Hey, is anybody going to take this? Well, yeah, I was going to give that to Mitch and Erica. Okay, no problem. And I just left it at that. I didn't want to fight. So I just left it. I never knew that she would hire 1-800-JUNK to go in there and just throw my mom's whole house away. Clothes, pillows, DVRs.
Ma'am, when was the house sold?
In May, I believe.
And you went there in May. Did you ask for things in May?
I asked for things in April and May. Yes, Your Honor. And Maureen was only able to come one day because of her health condition. And the couple things that she asked for, she was told, along with her son Joey, that Mitch or somebody else was taking them. Again, us not wanting to start fights, we just said, okay, and left.
Then why, if you didn't want to start a fight then, why are you starting to fight now?
Because I found out that it was all in the garbage and that her kids did not take it. If her kids didn't want to take it, she could have called me back up and said, hey, my kids aren't going to take the stuff. Come and get it. I would have been over there with my husband's truck in a heartbeat. I don't want my mom and dad's stuff going into the garbage. A friend of mine.
Anything else, ma'am?
Yeah, a friend of mine who has 8 adopted kids even came over there, offered to take several things out of her house, out of the house. And she said, oh, I can't give anything away. I said, Colleen, if this stuff is going to be thrown away, give it to Nancy. She can use it. No, I can't. My lawyer said I can't give anything away. I have to have an estate sale. She never had an estate sale. Again, it's done. It's over with. The stuff is in the garbage. But my point is if this woman is telling people that she's going to do something, she should follow through and do it. That's just my thing.
All right. Thank you, ma'am. Mr. Slough, your response?
Yeah, thank you, Judge. I'll just walk through these the best I can and try to respond. I guess what I really want the court to understand is that Colleen loves her mother. She's doing the best she can to act as her guardian and conservator. Mary suffers from severe dementia, so it's not a it's a difficult task that Colleen has taken on. And again, she's doing the best she can to care for her. With regards, I guess starting with the property, you know, Colleen was tasked with selling the house. There was a whole lifetime of personal property in the house, most of it very well used. And she did the best she could to facilitate letting siblings come in and take and hold what they thought was valuable or thought that they could get use out of. She tried to sell some things on Facebook Marketplace, didn't really get any offers for that stuff.
The one that they wanted was already sold. I sold it outright before.
Okay, you found a buyer for one thing,
Yeah.
yeah. And other items were just not in good condition. Then we can get into the minutia on it, but I mean, things like the organ or the deep freezer had serious issues and
Yes.
just were not of any real significant value, unfortunately. So she did the best she could with the personal property. Again, as I indicated in the response, the other siblings had an opportunity to come to the house and take and hold what they thought was valuable or what they thought they could get use out of. With regard to the finances, Colleen's doing the best she can to be transparent. She's provided bank statements to her siblings. She's answered questions. You saw the accounting we attached to the response. If there's a question about any particular transaction, we're happy to get more information about that. I heard a comment about the transfers between accounts. Mary previously had accounts at, was it Wayland Credit Union? Westland Credit Union. And there was a conservatorship account opened, of course, here in Gaylord at Community Financial. So there was account transfers from one account to the other. There were deposits done when the house was sold. But again, if there's more questions, we're happy to gather more information about that. Primarily, I heard complaints about the visitation. And again, Mary has severe dementia. So if at any particular time she's asked something like, would you like to come to Florida? She may say, oh, that sounds like a great idea. But she's heavily dependent on having a fixed routine. And when she starts to get out of that routine, then she's not happy. She gets upset. And so she may say, oh, I'd love to do this, I'd love to do that. But then when she actually goes to do it, she becomes very agitated, anxious, and it's not always a good situation. That said, Colleen is more than happy to allow her siblings to visit Mary, to take Mary, you know, for a day or two or for a reasonable period of time for visitation. Doesn't have to be at Colleen's house. It can be in the Gaylord area. It can be downstate. But it is not fair to put an additional burden on my client to have to transport Mary downstate in order to facilitate her siblings' schedules. That's not reasonable. If they want to come up and again visit Mary or take Mary somewhere, that they're more than welcome to do that, and Colleen will work with them to facilitate that. But to say that Colleen has to act as a chauffeur for her mother, and incur the gas and mileage expense to drive her around, that's not a reasonable request. I'm happy to answer any specific questions the court has for me. Colleen, did you have anything you want to add to that?
You pretty much basically touched everything that I can think of. The stuff that Donna was saying, nobody was wanting to help. The only thing Donna helped with was a chest, carry it out to the garage. I've asked her for help for bringing the stuff out that I couldn't get because my son and my son-in-law both have hernias. So that's why we had to get, they were junk that we put in the 1-800 junk. It was no good. So, and they were asked for the stuff anyway. And they were very, very old. So that's why I had to get a dump truck, because I've asked Donna and she said, my son doesn't want nothing to do with you guys. And neither does my husband, because they both have trucks, but she denied, she spoke up for him, so.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. Ms. Bavard, your sister has asked for visitations in her motion in April, June, August, October, and December. Do you have any problem with your sister coming up and getting your mom and taking her wherever she wants her to go for periods of time in those months?
I did not have, except for I don't want her to leave the state in my mom's condition. She wanted to take her to Florida and I told her no, but I did not tell her that she could not take my mom. My mom does, my mom, if you ask her, she don't want to go, but I didn't say she couldn't take her.
Why is there a problem with traveling out of state?
Because in my mom's condition, I'm responsible for my mom and I wouldn't feel safe, if it's safe for my mom. I've already taken my mom out of state in 2022 and 22, and we went to her family town and my mom did not do very good on the plane at all. And I said, this is probably because we've taken a trip in 17, 18, and 22 to my mom's hometown. And in 22, she was not the same. So
Kelly, can you just elaborate on the plane ride? Was that the concern? Was getting
yes,
on
the
there?
plane ride, yes.
What was your mom's issues with the plane?
She wanted to get up and there was turbulence on it and she was not, she was all anxiety, all anxious, and it was not a good.
Is there some issue, however, with your sisters not being able to deal with that situation?
Do you understand this question? Would your sisters be able to deal with that if you're?
I don't think, if she has anxiety with that and there's turbulence on the plane, I mean.
I get it that you don't like that for your mother, but
Right.
my question is, why do you believe that you should control what your mother does in every aspect of her life if you're simply the guardian? Is not your mother able to visit with her daughters when it would be appropriate people caring for her? Is there some medical concern, or is there some doctor's concern that says that would cause psychological issues, that would cause medical issues? Is there some problem outside of just your view of what's right and wrong?
No.
Then why is it that you and your family members are not able to negotiate and resolve this problem?
I don't have a problem with them coming up and taking my mom back for a week. But after my mom texts me and she calls me when she was at Donna's house and she said, when am I going home? When am I going home? I said, Mom, you got 7 days there. Just cool it, enjoy yourself. And she says, she's counting the days and she's all anxiety. Cause she's
Your Honor,
on
may I
her
interject
own,
one
but I
second?
never said that Donna couldn't take her.
Your Honor, may I interject for 1 second?
No. Ms. Bavard, I'm trying to understand what you believe your role is as the guardian and conservator. Do you believe that you have a veto power over anybody else's requests?
No,
All right. Here's my analogy. If a 4-year-old told their mother, I'm worried about so-and-so, and the mother thought it was a good thing to do you think that the mother has the authority to tell the 4-year-old, don't worry about your anxiety, go ahead and do it anyway because it's a good thing?
You understand the question?
no,
Does a mother have authority to tell a 4-year-old not to do
yes,
something?
Okay, is not your mother right now in the position of being the 4-year-old mentally? She's got dementia. She doesn't understand lots of things and therefore she worries about them. Would it not be appropriate to have her have contact with her daughters even though she worries about it?
I don't think there's any question, Judge, we're fine with the siblings having contact and visitation.
Right.
Well, it sounds like you're limiting where she can go to have that.
Only to the extent of leaving the
The
state,
state.
yeah, but again, and the concern was the airplane trips specifically. But otherwise, I mean, if the court rules that, that's not reasonable, then certainly we'll facilitate, that visitation. But, I mean, just to be clear, Donna and Maureen, I understand they both live in Michigan, right? I mean, they don't
Right.
live in Florida, it's just they wanna take her on a vacation in Florida. Again, if the court orders it, will facilitate that, but the concern that Colleen had specifically was her prior experience taking her mother on airplanes that she didn't do well on.
right.
So how do we get around these issues that the siblings seem to have with talking to each other? Because I'm not interested in having this reoccur every year because the siblings can't speak to each other. I'm not happy with Donna and the way her attitude about towards Colleen, and I'm not really happy with Colleen's decision making either.
I can only suggest that Donna maybe provide some dates that she would propose to take Mary. And then we can start with those dates and see if we can facilitate visitations on those dates. And, working around things like medical appointments and that kind of thing. But otherwise, it shouldn't be any restrictions really, other than, again, things like Mary's medical appointments and that kind of thing.
Right, and I just said with my husband having cancer, and now he'll have chemo every week, it's hard for me to meet somebody. Cause my days, my weekends I work also.
Yeah, and again, Judge, as I indicated before, I don't think there should be an expectation of Colleen having to take Mary down. Facilitate down.
I haven't said anything about that at all. I'm not going there either.
Okay.
If somebody wants to visit with their mom, they can come up and do so at Colleen's house, or if they want to have her for a longer period of time, they can take her down to wherever they want to have visitations with her. But your mom lives with Colleen, period. End of story at this moment. So if there's going to be visitations for a week, come up and get her, bring her back. That's how it works. Mom lives with Colleen.
We will facilitate.
Donna, have you got any issues now?
Can we have it for more than 1 week? Because
You guys can work out whatever you need to work out. Why am I mediating you guys talking to each other?
because I've sent several emails asking for 2 weeks in those specific days that you mentioned, and she's declined them all.
All right, now she understands that she can't do that, right, Colleen?
Right.
So Kelly, may I have mom for 2 weeks, considering it takes 4 hours to get there, 4 hours to come back?
We're not going to negotiate it today, but you are going to have a conversation with her to negotiate it. All right? Mr. Delaney, what are your thoughts?
Well, the court touched upon what I was thinking, and that is the court is conducting mediation today on matters that do arise, unfortunately, too frequently in this court, and that is either the death of a parent or an incapacitated parent. And recently I had a court not send us to community mediation, but send us to facilitative. And they have to pay that mediator a lot of money every hour to mediate their differences. And the parties seem to be much more receptive when they have to pay for things that they can't get along on. And so that's an option for the court to do that if this continues, these differences, which are sincere. I think everybody has the interest of mom at stake here, but it's unfortunate it requires all of this. I don't see any improprieties regarding the assets. At least no evidence has been presented, but it appears to be the visiting, which I think the court made an excellent point. Mom needs to be with all the kids, even if her capacity is limited, to understand that. I do think they understand they're with family. And so hopefully they'll reach a reasonable schedule, or as they can detect from the court's going to start setting up child custody parenting schedules, and the court doesn't want to do that.
Thank you, Mr. Delaney.
Mm.
So here's what we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen. I agree with Mr. Delaney. I don't see any financial issues. And there is a order in place that says that the financials go every quarter for so long, and then after that, they're a yearly basis. So those will continue. They'll be sent into the court. The family members will get copies of the documents on a quarterly basis. They'll be able to review those things. So I don't see any issues with financial things. The personal property, it is what it is. The house was sold. If you wanted something, you should have been there saying, let me take this, or I'll hold this. So I'm not doing anything with the personal property. You've either got it or you don't. You either got it then or you didn't get it then. There's nothing I can do to undo what's already been done. The only thing I can say going forward is visitation. I've seen from Ms. Farner a list, and I read it off to Colleen, April, June, August, October, and December. Let's get some dates on a calendar someplace and have mom shuttle back and forth if that's what it needs to be. If you want visitation, come get her, bring her back. Colleen's doing more than enough, just simply taking care of her on a regular basis. I think that qualifies as doing above and beyond. So I'm not going to make her do the transportation in addition to that. So if you want her, I'm talking to Maureen and Donna and Sheila, if you want your mom, come get your mom. Tell Colleen how long you're going to be gone, and then you're responsible for mom during that time period. And then you bring her back. If mom has a bad reaction to all of those kinds of things, we'll deal with that in the future. But let's see what happens. As long as mom can be with family, let's have her be with family. I think that's the absolute best thing for her. If it upsets her to the point that she's deteriorating mentally or psychologically or emotionally, then we need to take another look at it. If she has a bad experience in a car, if she has a bad experience on a plane, we need to look at it objectively. Just because she has a bad experience doesn't mean anything wrong was done. But you need to take it into account. If she's going to have a conniption fit about being on a plane, then maybe we don't put her on a plane. But there are other ways to work out those disagreements. I agree with Mr. Delaney. If you guys are going to have these kind of disputes where it's, quite frankly, it's very clear to me that these are sibling personality issues. These are not real mom problems. And if you want to bring me a mom problem, I'll help you all day long. But if you guys are going to have sibling personality issues, I'm going to send you to facilitated mediation, and you can pay hundreds of dollars to have your issues resolved. But I'm not going to take up the court's time. I'm not going to take up other attorneys' time. You guys are going to pay for it, not the court system. You understand? All of you understand what I'm saying to you?
I do.
We understand, Judge.
Let's be the adults in the room. All right? Put aside your petty differences and work together. This is your mother that you're talking about. I would hope that everybody is on the same page with her. This is not me first. This is put your mom first. She's got a hard enough row to hoe as well. She doesn't need her daughters backbiting each other. So
I have no problem with driving to Florida if that's what county.
Ms. Farner, I didn't ask a question. If you can't tell, I'm not happy with any of you. So I don't need any more right now. And the reason that I'm not happy with you is because I don't think that you're here in good faith. I don't think that you're here trying to help your mom. I think you're here for your own personal interests. And I'm not talking to just Ms. Farner. I'm talking to everybody that's here. Okay, these are issues that should be resolved within the family. It should not take me as a judge to do this. Put aside your petty differences, do what's best for your mom, make her see your family members as much as humanly possible. Allow that to happen. If you have some real concerns, bring it to the court. Other than that, if it's going to be this kind of stuff in the future, I'm going to send you to facilitated mediation. All right. The order of the court is that no action will be taken. The parties will negotiate as far as ongoing future visitation. And if there's going to be any future issues that come up like this, very, very likely that we're going to facilitated mediation. All right. That's all for today.
Thank you, Judge.
Judge.
Thank you, Your Honor.